Now, more than ever, we need to focus on stories of strength, courage, and unity. Welcome to COVID Talks, a series dedicated to promoting positive conversations during uncertain times.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our fourth episode of COVID Talks, Positive Conversations During Uncertain Times. Tonight we have a great guest with us, a very good friend of mine, Janine Moulet from Staten Island Parent Magazine. She's going to be sharing some tips about what to do with the kids who are going crazy at home and about what that publication is doing. But before we get into our guest of the night, we're going to do what we started actually last night. We're going to get into some headlines and some positive news that is circulating around despite all the nonsense that we're reading about. So first up in our positive news headline of the day, we have a number of chefs and restaurants. The only thing that's worse than the coronavirus right now is the amount of weight, I think, that we're all putting on due to quarantine. But a lot of local businesses, chefs and restaurants are trying to put this to good use. So there are a number of chefs and restaurants that are offering free online cooking classes. This one in particular is a company called Wagamama. If you look them up on Instagram at Wagamama, they're giving away free lessons, free cooking lessons every day. So you can literally look them up on Instagram, look them up on Facebook, look them up on YouTube. There's a host of other companies, but this one was my favorite. I liked some of the recipes. My wife and I actually followed them and made something delicious last night. It was very good. So that's something to do to keep you occupied while we're all under quarantine. Our second headline of the day. This one is actually something great. This came up on my Instagram feed. So anyone who is familiar with or has seen these images of our heroic first responders and medical professionals, they're dressed up in hazmat suits. They're wearing protective masks, and now they're doing this obviously for their safety, but also for the safety of the people who they're testing. But in many cases, especially when it comes to children or younger adults, let's be honest, these guys look really scary. So this doctor in particular from San Diego started a campaign. The Instagram photo you see right here has gotten over 4 million likes and views. And basically he's encouraging first responders and medical workers worldwide to put a photo of themselves smiling, which you can see on his chest. So I thought that was something really cool. So something a little positive that's being shared in the medical community. So people are putting photos of themselves outside of the hazmat suit to show that they're regular people like you and I. Our last headline that we have. And right now, what we're going to do is I'd like to introduce our guest for the evening, Janine Moulet from Staten Island Parent Magazine. So for those of you that aren't familiar with Staten Island Parent, they have roughly 14,000 email subscribers. They have a daily digest, a daily email they send out to parents each day. They have a website, siparent.com. That website gets 500,000 views each year. And in addition, their magazine is distributed to over 30,000 locations on Staten Island. So they are a great publication. They got a lot of good stuff to share with us. And with that, I'd like to bring in my friend and our guest of the evening, Janine. Janine, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I know I saw some comments that there was a little bit of an audio problem, but I think it's fixed now. I hear you. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know.
Yeah. It seems like okay. Audio's back. I see a comment. The audio's back, so that's good. But thank you very much for having me. I'd love to share some information about what Staten Island Parent is doing because the children who are affected are probably the most important because they can't understand it, especially the younger ones. They can't understand what's happening the way adults can. So I encourage every parent with children. Emails, go to StatenIslandParents.com, sign up for our emails because then every day you're going to get a daily dose, and that daily dose gives you activities, advice, editorial. Right now, one of our biggest things that we're promoting is the Cabin Fever Candids. It's a wonderful contest. You can go to StatenIslandParents.com and submit pictures of your children in quarantine. They could be funny, they could be whatever you want them to be. Candid is the key. And right now we're in the process of getting the submissions, but then it gets fun because then we start voting. I think this light is a problem. Then we start voting. Is that better?
Much better.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I wasn't able to see, but that's okay. So then we start voting on the pictures, which is really fun because then you could share with your family and friends. And it really gives you something to focus on other than the schoolwork. And as we try to include activities for the kids, just ways to get them through the day because they really are going through something that's, no child should ever have to go through. Their entire life is turned upside down. So we're trying to help as much as we can. So definitely go to StatenIslandParents.com. If you're not signed up for our emails, sign up for our emails because it's well worth it.
All right, so let's go back to the beginning. So tell all. I mean, you and I are friends, so yes. I know a lot, and I'm happy to know it. But just let's tell everybody about yourself, how you began at SI Parent, a little bit about the magazine, a little bit about your growing up. Give us some background, some context.
Well, Anthony and I know each other for a long time, worked together for a long time, but I've been with the magazine for 24 years. But the magazine has actually been publishing here in Staten Island for 30 years. That's a history. That is just 30 years, and we're still going strong. We were actually just Staten Island Parent up to about 2 years ago, and we were acquired by Davler Media, which is a position of strength for us now because we're not just Staten Island Parent anymore. We're Staten Island Parent, Brooklyn Parent, Queens Parent, Big Apple Parent. So all the knowledge that Davler Media has, we now can take advantage of at Staten Island Parent. And these contests are one of the things that we are doing now because we're part of Davler Media. So it's a bigger concern. We have a lot more experience behind us. But we're 30 years and I'm 24 years with the company.
That's amazing because you're only 32 years old. So how's that work?
I started when I was 9, but I don't want anybody to get in trouble hiring child labor. So there's a trust issue, a trust factor with us because we've been around for so long. And I think that's why advertisers trust us because parents trust us. They look to us, they come to us for advice. And it's true now, too. I mean, we had a Facebook post, shout out to Janine, who is our social media manager. I mean, she's managing the Facebook pages, which are very busy right now because people are thirsting for information. But we have a Facebook post that's got something like 800 shares. So we're out there and we want to help. We want to help businesses and we want to help families. That's really the goal of Staten Island Parent.
So tell me a little bit about the shift, because I know, in my industry, specifically your industry, we don't like to say cancel, right? Things have been postponed.
Yes.
But be that as it may, I am a subscriber to your newsletter and I'm still receiving content for virtual events. I'm receiving all kinds of stuff. So tell some parents that are watching or parents who are going to watch this later, what kind of content are you putting out that can help get through this cabin fever, help parents at home, link them with things to do for themselves and for kids?
Good. You have all the right questions, Anthony. You're the best. So we have a couple of things that we're doing. The daily dose is one thing, but we also have reached out to businesses who are offering virtual music lessons, virtual art lessons, virtual tutoring, and we've invited them to post that in our daily dose. We send a couple of those out per day in our daily dose. We even have deliveries. Barrios is delivering island-wide now. He's got pre-cooked meals. You just pick them up and throw them in the microwave. We also have a page on our website dedicated to all those. So we've encouraged businesses with this link. They go on our website and they post whatever message they'd like our audience to know. And we include them in our daily dose with other news, other advice, other activities. But then they live permanently right now on a page on our website. So you'll see all kinds of updates, closings, openings. So that's what we started to do immediately, because we knew that businesses were going to need a way to communicate. And without an actual print issue, we really didn't have anything to offer them. But now we took stock, and we are now going to release toward the end of April. We're working on it now. So that will be an e-magazine that you need to be subscribed to. So don't forget to go to statenparents.com and subscribe so that you do get this copy. And these issues right now are dedicated solely to family life at home. So they will contain updated information on, if you haven't seen it already, on virtual classes. There's working from home for parents, because that's a very new thing for a lot of parents. And unfortunately, they don't get to work from home without the burden of having to homeschool their children at the same time. So that's a big juggle. That's a struggle for a lot of people, because when you work from home, you're just working from home, you can focus on that. But when all of a sudden you're thrown to work at home, and now you have to also homeschool your children. So there are tips for juggling that type of thing. So that's going to be rolling out probably toward maybe the third week in April, the last week in April. Again, it's new to us, but make sure you sign up for our emails, because that's how you'll get it.
Now, we spoke about this earlier. I like the idea. I love the idea. I'm not that I'm against print. I like it, but I mean, forget about what's going on right now in the world in general. If I can get it and see it on my iPhone or look at it on my iPad, it's easier to consume. It's quicker. I mean, you could get analytics. I'm not opposed to, thumbing through the magazine. I like it. But do you think this is something that you guys may consider for the future, not just something temporary, something to add to enhance your offering?
I don't think so. I mean, we might add it as an additional product, but it will not take the place of the magazine. Believe it or not, we still have a lot of clients that get response from the ads that they run in the magazine. And a lot of them were disappointed that we weren't running the April issue, but we just felt it wasn't the right thing to do. We weren't able to guarantee the circulation. There were just too many ifs with everything that was happening. So I think that we would possibly add something like this, but I don't think it will take the place of the print magazine, because we do still, I know it's not the norm, but we still have a very, very loyal and strong readership. And those ads are working. There's an element of trust to print. You like to see it right away, but some people like that they say, well, here it is. It's right in front of them. There's that hard, because there is something about digital that it goes away right away. You see it and then you see it, now you don't. So there is that trust issue with print. And I believe that we still have it. And again, I think a lot of our advertisers would agree to that. So I don't think print is going anywhere anytime soon. I would love to hopefully publish a May issue, and I hope that's the direction that we go in. But we want to be there for the parents and our businesses. That's what we do. And I think that's why we've been around for so long. We're there for our families. We're there for our clients. So this is the Daily Dose is something we came up with right away. Our editorial team is amazing. And that's pushed out every day, which is a lot of edit, a lot of information, but they're doing it. Yeah, and they're doing it. They're doing it because they're amazing. They really are. I think the staff is what has made us so outstanding.
And are there any other tips or tidbits that you can remember off the top of your head that are included in some of these e-blasts and on your website that we could discuss right now that might be something worthwhile that people could take away?
Well, I will tell you, I brought up the work from home because I just saw, don't tell anybody, but I just saw the first kind of draft of this new family guide that's going to be, it's a downloadable ebook, by the way, so that it will live just like the magazine. So once it's emailed, of course, the reader has to download it, but it's downloadable and linkable. So one of the articles in there is this thing we talked about, juggling working from home and homeschooling. So that's a really great article. I actually read it. I'm lucky. I work from home, but I don't have, my son is much older, so I don't have to worry about homeschooling him. But I think I would be going crazy right now if I had to homeschool him
Right.
while working from home. And I'm used to working from home, but I'm used to being focused on my work when I'm working. I don't have to worry about math or spelling or anything like that. So, and I have to tell you, there's probably not a subject that's not covered because we're sending out edit daily now. Whereas we used to just send the articles, it was just for the month in the magazine. So now they're pushing out 2 and 3 pieces of edit a day. So, every topic you could possibly think of relating to homeschooling, working from home, kids' activities, virtual learning, it's all covered in these daily doses. And then there will be more additional information in this new Ultimate Family Guide that will be rolling out at the end of April.
Cool. All right. So I know that you guys have been working very hard on this Staten Island Parent Day. Now, this was supposed to be in March. It was supposed to be the kickoff of what would become an annual event.
Yes.
And I know you put a lot of work, a lot of effort. And again, it wasn't canceled. It was postponed. But I know and I am confident that this event will take place in the very near future. But for those who may not be familiar or those who may watch this broadcast later on, tell us a little bit about what went into it, what the overall concept is, and what value it's going to add to the community, this Parent Day.
Well, we are also very proud of that work. We were sold out. Vendor space was completely sold out for that day. What we wanted to do was we wanted to have a space where our clients can be face-to-face. It's a very, very unique opportunity to be face-to-face with their customers. And so in order to do that, it was going to be and will be a great day. We had a DJ, and we'll have all these people again. We have a DJ lined up. We have a face painter. We had costume characters that would be walking around taking photos. We had Miss Outstanding Teen Staten Island, Gracie Lynn Santos. She was going to come and take pictures. Yeah. And we had it was a multitude of it was art classes, it was singing studios, it was tutors, both of the hospitals were represented. I mean, you name it, that we were going to be doing the New York Life does the ID, the children's photo ID, the thumbprints, those are, so they were going to be present with the machine. So it will become a back to school event, most likely. I don't want to promise.
Now, this event was free to the community, correct?
Free to the community. Free event, and all the activities that took place that day were free. And again, we wanted to celebrate the community. That's, the kids would have a ball, getting their face painted. Elsa was going to be there. We had a DJ who would have interacted with the kids. We had an activity room. We have Tiger Schulman's Karate doing a karate demonstration. Just a multitude. It would have been and it will be a really great day. But it looks as if it's going to be toward more of a back to school event. And who knows, maybe because there is a second room at Staten Island College of Staten Island. So we may be able to accommodate some more vendors. Right now we're sold out. But if we do
for a kickoff event, for your first event, I mean, I've been doing this a long time. It's a lot of work. And events are difficult to do and get off the ground. But if you sold out, I mean, it's something we're looking forward to. I think that's going to be great.
Not only did we sell out, but we had over 500 families registered to attend.
Right. That's
we
great.
had prizes we were giving out. So it's going to happen, and it's going to be probably bigger and better, because if we can get that second space, we can open up and get some more vendors.
And is there any information out there right now, even though it's been postponed, where people could learn about what was planned, or has it all been taken offline?
Nope, everything that was there is still there. It's just postponed in big letters across it. But you could see all the clients are still listed that were participating. All the activities are still listed. So you could get all the information on the day. And as soon as we lock down a new day, we'll get it out. That's why you have to go sign up for Staten Island Parent emails.
SIparent.com. So it's SIparent.com.
Yes.
That's where we're going to sign up for the emails. That's where we're going to see all the content. That's where we'll be able to get this new ebook you just mentioned for download in the very near future. And that's also where the new e-edition of the magazine will be available once it's available.
Yes, it will be online, so it could be downloaded right from our website. But we're also going to be emailing it out to our list of emails, and we're promoting it heavily on social media outside of our audience. So it will also be available that way. So that's more for clients to get them more exposure, because we're confident that all the parents that have signed up with us will have a copy, whether they download it from the email or they download it from our website. But we want to get more exposure for the advertisers. So we're going to promote it heavily on Facebook and Instagram. So you have to follow us on Facebook too if you haven't followed us on Facebook and Instagram. We're growing our Instagram audience as well.
And what are the handles? Let us know. It's Facebook /
Staten Island Parent. Same with Instagram. If you just go in the search and put in Staten Island Parent, you will find us.
Good. Well, that's a good thing. Just making sure.
Nice and easy. Yes. You think of everything.
All right. So we're going to take what we consider here in this fake web world, a commercial break, just to let people know where they can view us, how they can find us. So again, we are a web series called COVID Talks, Positive Conversations During Uncertain Times. You can find us at Facebook at COVID Talk, or you can visit us on our website at covid-talks.com. You can also text the word talks, that's TALKS, to the number 313131. We'll give you live updates every day as to what guests will be on, what time the broadcast will be shown, and what we have coming up and what we have coming next. Speaking of coming next, we have tonight's, let's just see, lost my place there, I apologize. So something that we started yesterday, actually, with Mike Bloomfield. We're now going to do a Hero of the Day. So again, we're all about positive news. The intent of what we're doing is to spread positive news. So today's COVID Talks Hero of the Day is the Carl Vincent Beeney Memorial Fund. So the Carl V. Beeney Memorial Fund is a Staten Island-based nonprofit organization founded in honor of Carl V. Beeney, a Rescue 5 firefighter whose life was tragically taken in 9/11. The mission of the organization is to continue his lifelong belief in helping others. And today, as shown in the picture, it's a little small, but President and Chairman of the Carl V. Beeney Memorial Fund, Massimo Dodana, along with Jojo Esposito and his son Vincent from Rescue 5 Firehouse, drove to over 35 locations, including all of the police precincts and firehouses on Staten Island, and distributed over 100,000 pairs of latex gloves and upwards of 25,000 safety masks. So we thank you. We're proud that you guys are Staten Islanders. We are proud to be Staten Islanders, and we're happy to see organizations doing positive things during these trying times. So thank you to the Carl V. Beeney Memorial Fund, and congratulations on being tonight's COVID hero. All right, let's see. I'm trying to get you back, Janine. All right, there you are. Oh, I don't like that view. All right, good. So Janine is back. All right. So now at this point, let's look over. So Janine, in your right-hand column, you should be able to see if we have any comments. Is that correct?
We do. But can I take a minute for a couple of shout outs myself? Because that was the perfect way. Because I have good friends of mine and her husband, Elizabeth and Arthur Nelson. Originally,
shout out Mr. and Mrs. Nelson.
A little shout out for the Nelsons, because they own MTB AMG, which is a high-rise construction company, but they have spent every single day this week, I believe maybe even one day last week, and they're still doing it, teamed up with L&B, I should say that, and they delivered pizza to Elmhurst Hospital. They did Staten Island University South. They did Rumsey. They did the Veterans Hospital in Manhattan, and they're doing this on their own, and they're delivering pizza to all the medical workers every day for lunch, just out of the goodness of their heart. So I think that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So I wanted to give them a shout out. And I just had a little bit of an idea that I wanted to share for the couples, because my friend Mary Salibi, who lives in Manhattan, I think I told you this, thought it was just the cutest idea. She has a cul-de-sac on one side of her building and a park on the other, and they pulled their car out and they put their laptop and threw a movie on and brought snacks in the car, and they pretended they were in a drive-in. So if anybody's bored, any couples are bored, there's a good idea. I thought that was adorable.
That's one way to do it. And you could put soda for the kids and vodka for the adults, right?
There you go. And they don't have to know about the vodka. And then
they're not driving anywhere.
Pieces of information. Wendy's drive-through is open, of course, only, but they are giving free coffee to first responders and medical professionals. So if you're on your way to work and you want to pick up a cup of coffee, doctors, firemen, policemen, just run through the drive-through, and they will give you a cup of coffee just to thank you for what you're doing. I know it's a little bit of a tough time. A lot of people are losing their jobs. ShopRite is hiring in all 3 locations. So if anybody's looking to take on some work right now, ShopRite is in desperate need of people in all 3 locations. And I believe I had my shout outs written because my memory is not as good as it used to be.
Good. Keep them written down. That's fine.
Yeah, I did that. Those were all my shout outs. So I figured while we were on the heroes, I figured that was a good time to do the shout outs. So now we're looking at the comments now.
Yeah, let's see if we got any comments. Most of the time, it's just friends of mine making fun of me. I'm not going to lie. But let's see if we have anything of value.
Let's see.
I do see, so we've said it multiple times, Janine, but let's just be clear. So I see people commenting and asking where to get the magazine. So, and then Janine Michelle, who I think is on your team, your social media manager, is that correct?
Media, yeah.
She posted the link, but talk about that submission of photos for kids and families, because that seems to be getting some hits. So what's that contest about?
The cabin fever candidates.
Yes.
Yeah. So all you have to do, again, is go to statenislandparent.com. It's a slider on the home page. You just click on that and it'll bring you to the contest. It's as simple as uploading the picture right there from your desktop, and there's a few questions that you're asked, obviously, for identification. And it's actually, the pictures, it's cute because they stay up on the site so you could see all the other entries. And I look at it a couple of times a day just to make myself smile because you see all the pictures. Yeah. And again, there were
$1 million, $2 million. Would we lose it?
Do you know what's interesting? I don't know what they win.
You don't know? That's all right. Listen, they win the satisfaction of knowing that they came in first in a contest that we don't know what they were supposed to do.
I'm sure they have something good lined up for them. Oh, thank you, Mike Bloomfield. We love Staten Island Parent, us too. Yes, and Ian Kelleher. I see Tom Bannis. Ian Kelleher does amazing murals. He does. He advertises in the magazine. What else do we have?
I don't know. Let's see. Sometimes there's something good, and sometimes, like I said, it's nonsense. But
oh, Gina Glasgow is asking, how do you get the magazine? Well, right now you have to go and sign up. Go to soundparent.com, sign up for our emails, and you will be emailed the ultimate family guide, the ultimate at-home family guide, as soon as it's released. And then there is also a list of places to get the magazine once we begin printing again, which again, fingers crossed, will be with the May issue. But right now, all we have is the e-magazine. But you'll also get the daily dose when you sign up. So it's great information, Gina. You won't be sorry. So try to go and sign up for our emails.
All right. So Todd is telling me, I asked the question above, so I'm looking. His previous comment is drinking vodka tonight, I think it says. Vodka talk tonight. But where is his... Todd, come back. I can't.
This one, my wife is a speech therapist, and there seems to be difficulty in achieving a positive impact via laptop to execute the necessary goals. That's a little bit out of my league because I think you need to sees the children suffer despite parent-teacher prep, uncharted waters. Oh, okay. So it really is more just a comment because, yeah, I wouldn't be able to comment on anything like that because I'm not a speech therapist. I just play one on TV. No, I'm only kidding. Yeah. I'm not a speech therapist, so I don't comments, but I see, it is difficult. A lot of the therapies are a little bit difficult, but I think some of the facilities are having luck with teletherapies. I mean, we even have healthcare associates is doing telehealth. You could call and have a virtual doctor's appointment if you need one. Who wants to go to the doctor right now? Really, you don't want to go if you have some other reason. I wouldn't want to go to the doctor right now unless I was bleeding from all from all.
Right. There's no reason. You wouldn't want to go.
No, I wouldn't want to go.
So tomorrow night, we are going to have a special guest tomorrow with us, Mr. Cliff Hagan, president of the Protectors of Pine Oak Woods. And he's going to be joining us talking about environmental issues and despite what's going on right now in the world, how if you get out in the open, get out in the outdoors, he's going to give us some places that are worthy of traveling through, some beautiful locations that are right in our own backyard. So that's where we'll be tomorrow night at 7:00. And Janine, before we roll the outro, do you have any last remarks, comments, any pieces of advice to parents at home with kids stuck in the house outside of drinking, what they can do to maintain their sanity?
The only answer, I'm very, very sorry. Again, Staten Island Parent will help you through. It's not easy. I thought of it the other day myself. I don't know how I would be with young children right now, but you got this. you got it. And there is an end in sight. And I want everybody to stay safe and stay home and social distance when you go out, please, because we all want to go back out, right, Anthony? We want to go back to business as usual. Yeah. We want to be out at Mount Loretta again. We want to be out there. So everybody stay safe. And that's really it. Subscribe so you get all the information that we have to give, and that will help you at home with working at home and dealing with the children and activities. It's just so much great information. It would be a shame not to take advantage of it. So thank you, Anthony, so much for having me. And we will talk.
Our pleasure. Yeah, we'll talk soon. So once again, thank you to Janine for being with us tonight. Everybody listening, watching, anyone who will download this, anyone who will download the podcast, visit the website. We encourage you to check out siparent.com. We encourage you to sign up for their newsletter, which is going to give you tons of stuff to do with the kids. Even though you're stuck in the house, it's going to give you tips about virtual events, tips about contests, all kinds of good content. Sign up for that, siparent.com. And we will see you tomorrow night as we speak with our next guest. So thank you guys, and good night.
Good night.